frittata. It's gonna happen.
It is gonna happen. So key to frittata is gonna be the eggs. We've got some farm fresh eggs from the farmer's market. Key on cracking the egg open, don't do it on the side of the bowl that shoves the shell into the egg. Do it on your cutting board.
Or a flat surface.
Or a flat surface, the countertop. I actually really like the cutting board because it's a little bit softer.
I think the key is having a very large hand.
And having cracked open probably 3,000 or 4,000 eggs in my cooking career. We're letting these greens drain, some of the liquid's starting to come out there.
Right.
Because there's a lot of moisture, we don't want that in the frittata. And these greens are incredibly fresh and awesome because of our visit to the farmer's market.
Speaking of these greens, so we went to this wonderful place called Good Local Markets. There's 3 locations in Dallas. This lady's got a great story. Take a look.
We started at the Green Spot and we called ourselves White Rock Local Market because the other part of what makes us unique is everything's local. Everything you see at our markets comes from within 150 miles. I think I was just interested with some friends and the former owner of the Green Spot, which is one of our locations, to see a very easy, accessible location for us all to come and shop for the food we wanted. I was driving out to Kemp, Texas to buy chicken and beef and cheese and raw milk. And it just seems like silly. So why can't they come to our little neighborhood and sell there? Because you don't generally see people like that. And that's what a farmer's market is all about. It's a 1,000-year-old tradition of coming out and seeing what you can get and meeting the people who make your food or grow your food and you know, haggle or not, but it's a real community experience. What makes us unique is that we are growers only and makers only market. And so that means if someone is standing there selling, or if they have a booth there, they have grown or made what they're selling. An average week, we have probably between 40 and 50 food vendors. And we also have a selection of arts and crafts vendors that brings that number up. But food, we have between 40 and 50.
What are the questions to ask the farmers? So folks that don't get to go out to visit the farm like you do, you know, as they're going through the farmer's market, what sort of questions should they be asking?
Well, we've kind of learned by trial and error, or because people will come to us and ask us questions. And the wrong question to ask someone who's very small is, are you organic? Because in order for them to say, I am organic, they have to be certified. And that's a big thing to be when you're a small farmer. Right. I have an organic garden at my house, but I can't say that if I were to sell it. So the right question would be, do you use chemicals? What is your growing method? If it's somebody who's raising livestock, either for eggs or for meat, I would say, you know, what do you feed your chickens? What do you feed your animals? How do you raise your cattle? And, you know, what do you feed them throughout their lives?
Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, 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 yum.
Okay, these greens are done. The eggs are getting ready. Look how pretty the coloration even on those farm fresh eggs. I love that.
So gold and real dark, not that muted yellow. The yolks are really large. As you remember from a previous visit, the shells are really hard.
Yes.
They don't break easily, even when you throw them at your co-host on the show. Should have been funny, instead she got injured.
I did get injured.
A little bit of milking milk or cream.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna whisk that together. Okay. I'm gonna add in, I like mustard. This is some New Braunfels sweet and spicy mustard.
That is my favorite mustard ever.
Yeah, it's kind of mellow in here, but I really dig it.
That's interesting. I thought I'd only put that on my Thanksgiving turkey, and you're moving it on over to Mother's Day.
Sweet, spicy, you can't miss it. Can't beat it.
Okay.
All right. I prefer on this one to work with olive oil instead of butter, just so I don't have to worry about the butter starting to burn as we're finishing cooking the frittata through.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, back on that nonstick pan.
Yeah, a lot easier to clean up.
Okay.
All right, so we put that down. Now the key to the frittata is going to be working the bottom around so that as the egg's cooking, we're getting it to where there's a little bit of raw and a little bit of cooked.
I got it.
Okay, so we keep pulling it away from the edge. I'm not just stirring it all through the middle, because if I did that, I'd end up with scrambled eggs. It wouldn't all hold together.
Right.
So we just keep working around
just a little bit, and then just keep pouring it back into the edge.
Right, exactly.
Can the children do this?
Yeah, the children can do this.
That's my concern.
If you don't lift up the pot of the pan, you just work the spatula like that. See how the eggs just went right underneath there?
Yes. See that running back in there? I hope they can see that.
So you don't need to work the pan like I did. We're gonna cook these until they're almost set.
Okay.
Then we're gonna add our greens to it, and look at this. These have cooled down some. Look at how much moisture was in there. That would have made my frittata really runny.
Right.
So I'm gonna squeeze all that out. We're gonna put that in along with our potatoes. So look how those got all nice and golden. And then some milking white cheddar curd. That's gonna go into the frittata. The frittata is gonna get set. We're gonna make it nice and golden, and we're gonna add a couple other extra things on for Mom.
This is amazing. I hope you're hungry. We'll be right back. Stay with us.